Yes. I like the mask that I just woke up. Anyways, today we are going to, as you can tell from the title, yeah, what's up like that. I am going to be reviewing, don't do reviewing, first wake up. I'm going to be reviewing Prince of Persia. Anyways, what a start. Let's start off with its jump from Sands of Time trilogy to this trilogy. A lot of people are not gonna like the changes. A lot of people haven't liked the changes and won't play the game because of it. I think the game, you have to embrace certain changes in the franchise, or else it's just gonna get old. Yeah, it's just gonna get old. You're just gonna get tired of it. Like, to be honest, I was getting somewhat tired of Prince of Persia. Like, story was starting to get a little convoluted. It's just, it started to seem like it was dragging on, especially in the third one where everything goes to hell. I mean, the third game was fun, but, you know, the third game was fun. All of them were fun. Even Royal didn't. I would have to say that was my worst. But, you know, I'll get to the original trilogy later in the review. But they had likable characters, so it went for the three games. But at that point, you had to stop and think, can we add anything else to this? And if your initial thought is no, then don't try it. I'll give Prince of Persia that, because, at least they aren't trying to hold on to this one idea. They aren't trying to hold on to this one plot device. They're willing to move out and throw away everything that was Prince of Persia to refresh the story instead of it dragging on. I'll give them that, because not many games do that anymore. Like, to be honest, you want to know how many games I played? Well, you want to know how many games I played? Well, the story just drags on in the sequels, and you're thinking, why don't we make new ones? I'm glad Prince of Persia did that. Granted, people might not like the Prince. Having played and beaten the original trilogy, this Prince tried to be a little too sarcastic. He tried to be a little cocky. And I guess they don't want the fun-loving Prince that was in the first one, so you kinda can't compare. But if a fan was to compare, like, say they really like the Prince in the first one, this one, while he has some of the same charm, he's just, in my opinion, not as likable. He kind of grows on you, but he's just not as good as the last Prince. Going on to the other main character, Elika? I think I'm saying it right. She is pretty good for an AI companion. She's pretty good for a partner. She knows what to do in combat. She doesn't get away in the platforming. She has her lines, you know, tell you about the world and everything. But, as a character in whole, to say that, she had, like, I don't know, to say, someone to tell me she had the best story or an interesting story. If you've played the other Prince of Persia, you can kind of tell that the female characters, story-wise, has somewhat been lacking, and they're kind of just stale. She's not like that, but then again, you kind of can't get attached to them as much as you could, say, the last Prince. I mean, Farah from Sands of Time, and actually, 2000 if I'm correctly, wasn't that bad of a character. I guess Elka kind of shines over her. So she has an interesting story, but it might not bring everyone in. Like, you kind of feel like you're getting in, and then you're like on the borderline. You're not completely interested, but you kind of want to know. Anyways, I'm gonna look at my notes because I kind of ran out of things to say. Let's see. Yeah, this is gonna have to be one or two parts. Anyways, one part. But now, time to talk about the actual game, like graphic style. That actually isn't even in my notes. But graphic style, it's a good style. I mean, it's not completely realistic. Kind of reminds me a little bit of a comic in a way. Oh, also, there are gonna be spoilers in this review. Everyone, and I haven't had any complaints yet, but people will. I'm waiting one day for people to be like, oh my god, you spoiled this for me. Reviews that all have spoilers. Yeah. So, don't watch if you don't want this game spoiled for you. Anyways, on to the actual like combat. The combat was fun. You kind of have a good combo system, but it's also simple, so you can jump in. They redefined the combat from the first Prince of Persia, well, the trilogy actually, and that's good because that was one of the things that was lacking, and there's no death metal music in the background this time. But yeah, that's kind of thing that was good for me. Like, you had your sword swings, you had this, the, like, claw on his wrist that was used to, wall run up and wall climb, and to, slow down on your way, like, descending down things, which was fun, which added a new layer to the game. Because you couldn't do that in Prince of Persia, you could just drop. But, well, on War Within and 2000 kind of had curtains, but this one can be done anymore. The combat, and then you had, Elka's spells, at which point, she was kind of useless spell-wise, but you use her to chain combos, and then you have your airborne attacks, which it has the classic flip over the enemy and then slash them in the back type thing. It was fun. Like, the combat has been redefined enough where you can just play like basic tutorial, and also block would be RT, and you could deflect and counterattack. So it had a good combat system from being what it was in Prince of Persia, the original trilogy. You can say Sands of Time. But all in all, it was a good game. That's my opinion on it. Part 2, I'll actually get to my notes. Well, I'll actually review most of it. I mean, there's so many things I want to talk about. Like, I want to talk about the bosses, especially the final boss. I don't see out like that. Oh, by the way, Prince of Persia has a couple dumb one-liners. You can. It's like I'm trying to have such a serious story, but they always have stupid one-liners, and you're like, why? I kind of like don't want that in a serious storyline. I'm trying to get as many of my things off as I can, but there's 2 of those. Next time we'll talk about the bosses. We'll talk about Elka's special moves out of combat. Talk about that final boss and the surprise cliffhanger. Well, twist, if you want to call it, in the game. stay tuned next time where we do all that. Yay, 2 reviews. I don't know. Bye.